Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vice, and today we are watching Erased episode 9. In the previous episode, Kayo was discovered in the abandoned school bus, and it was by the killer. And we confirmed it because the killer left a backpack full of the things that he used in the previous timeline to kill Kayo. I can't believe how close he was to her. I thought he knew that she was in there and just kicked that box to scare her. But now I'm thinking, I think he was fed up. I think he was frustrated because Kayo was kidnapped before he could do it. So I think that's what that anger was. This bus was always his hideout. He already had boxes of things in there. So I don't think he knew Kayo was in there. But if that's true, it messes with my theory that the teacher is the killer, because the teacher said that he knew Kayo was safe and with Satoru. How else would the teacher know that unless he followed Satoru and saw him with Kayo? You could suspect it, but he was so certain. I don't know. My teacher theory is falling apart a little bit, especially because he did everything right in the last episode. He called CPS, he visited the house himself. He did break into it, which was wrong, but if a child's in danger, I understand. And then he's also working with Satoru's mother behind the scenes because Satoru's mother knows that something's up with her son because her son is leaving early in the mornings, sneaking out at night. She even made extra food for Kayo. So I'm curious who reached out to who first though, because if Satoru's mother reached out to the teacher first about this, then I can understand the teacher knowing that Kayo is with Satoru, which means the teacher would not be the killer because the mother informed him. I don't know, with a show with like no suspects, it's still very difficult to kind of narrow down on who it could be. They moved Kayo out of that abandoned bus because obviously it's the killer's place. And they brought her home to Satoru's house. The mother gave her like a wonderful night and morning of showing her what a true mother's care and love looks like. Giving her a bath, doing her hair, making her a nice, healthy breakfast. That is what Kayo should have been having her whole life, and she did not. So I'm glad that Satoru's mother was able to give her that. But I am concerned that she's going to hand Kayo off to the teacher in this episode. I know at the end of the last episode, they confronted Kayo's mother, so obviously that confrontation is going to happen first. But Kayo can't stay in that house. It's abusive as hell. I don't think Satoru's mother will actually let Kayo stay in that house anymore. But anyway, I'm excited to see what this confrontation is going to be like. Are they going to get the police involved? Are they going to threaten her? What's going to happen here? I'm not quite sure, but I'm excited to keep watching. So without further ado, let's get into it.
お母さん。かよ、何日もどこをつけ歩いてんだ。こんな。あんたたち、やっぱりあんたたちだったのね。トンチの娘隠すなんてどういうこと？けな心配させやがって。
I don't think so. I think you were worried about yourself.
あんたさ、この3日の間一度でもかよちゃんのこと探したかい?
Yeah, she never called the police and reported her daughter missing.
悪者にするつもりなの?
You are the bad guy. You just assaulted her with a shovel. How are you not the bad guy?
余計な心配か。あんたが心配なのは
Yeah.
自分のことだけだべ。
I wish you brought the police with you. Because if you brought the police, then that's assault. You could still go after, actually. So I hope you do.
ひなずきさんもうやめなよ。かよちゃんもそんなあんたの姿見たくないっしょや。
あんたこそ、かよの前で私を悪者扱いしやがって。
Oh, you are the bad guy.
何様のつもりだ。うるせえ。てめえが娘を物置に閉じ込めたり、一回亡くなっても放っておくような親だからだ。親の苦労も責任もわからないようなガキ。
The pains and responsibility of being a parent is what? Throwing your child in a shed at night? Okay, that's what the phone call was. It was to coordinate with the teacher and CPS. They caught her red-handed. Good job. You by not being there. It was his idea.
八代先生、私の方もあの人に一言ありましたので。
Maybe it's not the teacher. Maybe the teacher is not the killer.
あいつらがうちの娘をさらった犯人だろ。早く警察呼びなよ。
いえ、まず普段のお母さんと娘さんの関係のことでお話があります。
何言ってんのあんた。私とカヨの関係が何だっていうのよ。
娘さんのカヨちゃんを
Yeah, take her into custody. Get her away.
保護者は私でしょ。
3日間行方不明の娘を探す。
Yeah, the moment you didn't file a missing person report.
そこのガキ 者みたいな扱いを受けるの？
That doesn't matter. You still have to file the
落ち着い
report.
てください。
いいわ。自分から警察に行くわよ。出るとこ出てやろうじゃないの。来な、かよ。
No. You need to stop.
だろ。
あけみや。
お母さん。
You brought her grandmother.
すまんかった。あの男と無理やり別れさせてから疎遠になっとったが、お前たち二人のことはずっと気にしとったよ。女で一つで子供を育てる大変さはこの
Not
私
hard enough that you would hit your child and torture her.
寂しかった。
Leave her locked in the shed overnight,
辛かったね
freezing.
私が助けてやるべきだったのに。
Yeah.
全部お前一人に背負わしちまったべさ。
Man, you were abused too, very badly. But then you took it out on your daughter. There's no excuse for
皆さん
that.
私のせいです。
No, it's not your
悪意を悪
fault.
く思わないでください。
No, the grandmother did the right thing in getting her daughter away from that man. And I think the daughter pushed her away.
お母さん。
お母さん。お母さん。
Like, this is just a tragic situation, but
それは自分への憐れみ
you
の涙
tortured
だ
your
ったのだろ
daughter.
う。
And you knew how that felt because you were tortured yourself.
すがって泣く母親を持たないカヨはそんな母をもう見てはいなかった。
Yeah, you can't forgive her.
あけみや、かよのことは心配すんな。私がしっかり。
She is gonna go with her grandmother. Good.
私は自分が生きるこの世界の中で子供が一番大事だ。あんたにもきっとそんな時があったっしょ。
She probably did at some point, and then I don't know what changed really. Maybe she just snapped.
我々を動かしたのはお前だ、サトル。
Yeah, you
サトル
pushed
が
him
取った勇
to
気あ
do
る行
more.
動の結末が悲劇でいいはずがないだろう。カヨはもう大丈夫だ。
俺には父の記憶がほとんどないけれど、父親の言葉ってこんな
Oh
感じなんだ
no,
ろうか。
you're seeing your sensei as your father.
サトル、ありがとう。
If he turns out to be the killer, that's gonna be so sad. But I think he's not.
さあ、
He's
行こう
doing
か。
too much. He's too involved. He's not gonna kill her now, if he is the killer.
私だけがいない町稲月かよ。今よりもっと大きくなって一人でどこへでも行けるようになったら遠い国へ行ってみたい。遠い島に行ってみたい。誰もいない島に行ってみたい。辛いことも悲しいこともない島に行ってみたい。
Oh, I want to cook with you. That was her note. That's so cute.
その島で私は登りたい時に木に登り、泳ぎたい時に海で泳ぎ、眠りたい時に眠る。私は私だけがいない町のことを考えると
But why are they
気持ちが
saying
軽
this
くなる。
now, right? Like, it's not a.
遠くへ行きたい。
It better not be foreshadowing that she's gonna die again. I was hoping they were gonna turn it on its head and spin it around, and her being like, you know what? I don't want to be on an island alone. I want to be on an island with you and your mom and your friends.
ついに俺はカヨを救った。その命を未来へとつなげた。ここから先はカヨ自身が足跡を刻んでいく。カヨの向かう未来が明るい場所であることを俺は信じる。
サトルずっとこんなだけど大丈夫かな。
ひなずきを助けたとこまではヒーローなんだな。
ねえサトル
Yeah,
君
you'd be sad because you can't see her anymore.
カヨの母親な、数年間はカヨに近づけなくなると思
Well,
う。
yeah, I'd hope not.
だからカヨはおばあさんと新しい生活を始める
And
こ
it's
と
not a
になる。
lie this time. She actually will be having a new life with her grandmother.
おうよ。
うん、その件じゃなくて勇気ある行動の結末が悲劇でいいはずがないっていう言葉、今の僕にはとても嬉しい言葉だったんだ。
そうだな。結末を代償と言い換えると少
No,
し下品に
it
聞こえ
didn't.
るかもしれないが、サトルの行動
Oh,
は
I see.
代償を得るにふさわしいものだったってことだ。欲しかったのはカヨの笑顔だったんじゃないのか。俺も得られた。ところでサトル、カヨはずっとお前の家にいたのか？
違うよ、隠れ家。
No, no.
隠れ家？
泉小北系でも使わなくなったバスに貝を隠してた。
来るのはお前たちみたいな誘拐犯だけってわけか。
It's
笑う
him.
ね。
It is
カヨ
him.
がいなくなった今、残る犯人のターゲットはヒロミと中西彩。
It's
今
100%
俺がやるべ
him
きなのは
because now he has
二人を一人ぼっち
confirmation
にさせないこと。
that there were kids, Satoru specifically, in his
カ
hideout.
ヨの時と同じだ。クラスメートのヒロミはともかく隣の泉小に通って
God, I
いる
hope
中
I'm
西
wrong.
彩はアプローチが難しいな。
Because I really like
ゆ
the
うきさん
teacher
とよ
now.
く一緒にいるという話だが、なんて声かける？向こうは俺のことなんて知りもしない。結構ハードル高いぞ。
Yeah, how do you save her? If you don't know her, you're not in her class.
知らないこと仲良くなる方法？そんなもんストレートに友達になろうでいいべさ。
そんなんでうまく。
そんなんでうまくいくかよって思ったべ。
She knows her son so well.
悟りか？
うまくいった時のことを考えれば一緒や。当たって砕けろだべ。
Yeah, this one's gonna be tricky. Okay, so Yuki is also friends with this girl. He's friends with a lot of younger kids, so it makes total sense why he was the suspect.
ヒロミを家に送って戻ってくれば間に合うか。まずは基本的な行動パターンを調べなきゃ。
Oh, you're tailing her.
中西彩の一日の行動はシ
You
ンプ
can't
ルだ
become
った。
friends with her,
も
so
し誘拐
you're
が
just
起こ
gonna
るな
follow
ら
her?
学習塾終わりのこの時間帯が一番可能性が高い。
Oh, honey. You are not a sneaky sneak.
ちょうどよかった。手伝って。
家まで突き止めたかったのに、このタイミングで現れんなよ。
重い。口に出すな。本当に
Don't
重くな
complain,
る
that only makes it
黙ってても
heavier.
重いって。
She's so right.
あ、
助かって
The
よ先生。
teacher.
お母さん無茶な買い物するから。
無茶とか言うな。
ねえ、先生はさ
What、was that? That was so awkward.
なんで結婚しないの？
Yeah, I was just thinking, does he have a thing for his mom?
いいかサトル、結婚ってのは必ず相手がいてするもんだ。相手の気持ちとか。
Because Satoru was also like, oh, this guy's like my
まあ
dad.
いろいろ一度
Are they gonna be a
失敗をしてるから慎重になりすぎているのかもな。
Because of Satoru's meddling?
気にするな。別に嫌な質問でもない。
I wouldn't be mad about it, especially if this turns
本
out
当
to
は
not be
別
the
の質問
killer.
するつもりだったんだ。
知らない女の子へのアプローチ？
俺の方が一方的に知ってる子。
そうだな。僕は慎重派だから周りくどくなってもまず相手の警戒心
Yeah,
を
and
解
he's
くところ
getting
か
advice
ら
from
な。
him now.
警
Like,
戒を解く？
よく言い
is
換
this
える
really
と
going to be like a
自分を
father-son
アピールする。
relationship? I didn't see it
スポー
going
ツ
this
が得意と
way.
か料理が得意とか何でも武器にする。相手がどれかに興味を持った時警戒心は解ける。
That's a weird way to put it.
あまり感心するなよ。
なんかはみ出てるよ。
Oh no.
サトル、そこは触っちゃ。
ごめんな。これは
サトル、見てしまったね。
飴？
見られた以上もう隠すこともない。お前も食って共犯者になれ。
No.
3年前タバコをやめてから対象行為としての飴が欠かせなくなってな。
This is a wonderful excuse, but I just can't buy it.
落ち着かないんだ。
変なやつ。
私にも一個ちょうだい。
I don't
じゃあ
know.
僕児童館寄って宿題やってくから。
If he's the killer, if he's the abductor, it's the classic lure kids in with candy.
ヒロミの保護者みたいだな。サトル、ちょっと二人で話
Yeah, Kenya's picking up that Satoru knows things are gonna
ご
happen.
めんヒロミ。
And that's why it's changing his behavior.
何が何でもひなずきを助けようっていう決意を見てるから、うまくいったはずの今、お前の様子にはすげえ違和感があるんだけど、何かあるなら話してくれないか。それこそ飛躍しすぎててうまく話せないん
It's
だ。
not for Kenya.
お前みたいに踏み出したい。
You inspired him.
正義の味方になりたいんだ。続きがあるなら俺も連れてってくれ。
They're so cute.
ケンヤ、この足跡どう思う？大人が一人一往復。
He's gonna
しかもさ、
investigate.
よく見て、靴に布を巻いてたんじゃないかな。
Has it been cleaned out?
リュックがなくなってる。あと、練炭が入ってた箱もない。
Yeah, he switched
箱の数
hideouts.
自体減ってるかも。ちぎれたボール箱も多い。
Oh, it's definitely the
誰
teacher.
かが中身だけ
I
持
know I
ち去
keep
ったん
going
だろう
back and forth, but
サトル、
it's too much of a
何が言いたい
coincidence.
んだ。カヨがここに
And
一
the
人で泊まった
candy
時、深夜に来たっていう男のこと覚えてる？なんか物騒な感じのリュックを置いてったやつだろ。俺はその男のことを子供を狙った殺人犯だと思ってる。一体どういうことだか分かってる。こんな話信じられるわけないよな。
サトルくんが
How
そう
are
考
you gonna
える理
convince
由は
them?
何なの？
今ここでちゃんと説明できる理由はない。リュックの中身と練炭を見て連続殺人犯の殺人道具の隠し場所っていう連想したんだ。こんなのむちゃくちゃな話だっていうことは自分でも分かってる。親の虐待を防ぐだけじゃなくて、この殺人犯から守るために一人ぼっちにさせたくなかったんだ。サトル、将来小説家
Yeah,
か
it's
探
a
偵に
little
でも
hard
なる
to
つもり
believe.
かよ。その話が飛躍してるか
Especially
して
because
な
there
いかは
hasn't
多
been a
分問題
killing
じゃ
or
な
an
い。
abduction yet.
俺が信じるか信じないかだ。
こんな家の近くまで送ってくれなくても大丈夫だよ。僕は
I am a
男だし。
man.
いいんだ。
Oh, honey, you're
俺
like
こっちに
10.
用あるから。
僕もサトルくんのこと信じたい。僕にできること何でもするから遠慮なく言ってね。
That's sweet.
もちろん。サトル、正直俺はお前の仮説を 99% くらいまさかって思
Honestly
っ
fair.
てるよ。でも 1% は絶対ありえない話じゃない。傍から見たら起こってもいない事件を想像してごっこ遊びしてるだけ。ごっこ遊びで構わないさ。ここの状況のせいもあるかもしれないけど、俺サトルのその思いみたいなものは
Yeah, he believes in you. He will follow you. He will help you.
サトルは俺のことを信じて話してくれた。
Yeah, so he's gonna show that trust back by believing
サト
in
ルのこ
you.
とを信じたいんだ。
アイリの信じたいは自分のた
I
めだ
was
よ。
just thinking, it's like
誰
Irie.
かに信じてほしいの裏返し
She
なんだよ。
wants to believe in someone, so she is. Oh, Satoru, you are surrounded by wonderful friends.
僕なら助けられたはずなのに。
18年前、そう言って俺はお袋の前で泣いたっけ。二度と同じ思いはしたくない。誰も一人ぼっちにはしない。俺なら助けられるはずだ。
I believe you.
親にプリント書いてもらうの忘れるなよ。
一緒に来てほしいところがあるんだけど。
サトル、これからアジト行ってみない？
Yeah, where is their
ちょっと
actual
やることがあ
hideout?
ってじゃあお先したっけ？
お
Oh, they're gonna feel left out now.
何こそこそやってんだあいつら。
面白くない。
つけるか。行くぞ。
That girl again. Is she gonna follow them too? And that was Erased, episode 9. Very interesting. This episode really had me going back and forth on whether the teacher is the killer or not. I feel like it really just ping-pongs you. Like one moment he's doing the right thing, and the next he either looks or says something suspicious or something's off about the teacher still. I do think the teacher is the killer, unfortunately. Which is sad because I was really starting to like him a lot in this episode, but just the candy, come on. It's classic tactic, all that candy. Like no normal person has that much candy in their car. They'll have like a few things maybe, but not that much. His excuse was pretty good though, that he quit smoking and that's what he needs. Very good excuse, but there's just too much. And it's too much to ignore. There's just so many things that, like, he was probing Satoru for more information. Satoru gave it, even said where the hideout they were keeping Kayo was. And then they go back to it and all the killer stuff is gone after he told the teacher. It's too much to be a coincidence, and it's unfortunate. But he did do the right thing in getting Kayo out of there. I don't think he can kill Kayo anymore because he was so involved in that situation. So at least she's safe. And now Satoru is focusing his attention on the other girl from the other school and on his friend Hiromi, who are the next targets. I don't think they were trying to paint Hinazuki's mother in a sympathetic light at all. They were giving like a reasoning and a backstory to why she abused her daughter, but just because she was abused herself, it does not make it right to continue that cycle and continue the abuse with your daughter. The grandmother blamed herself for all of this because she pushed Hinazuki's mother to divorce, but that was the right way to go about it. If your husband is abusing you, you need a way out, and the grandmother provided that. And unfortunately, I think Hinazuki's mother pushed the grandmother away because she was probably dealing with a lot of depression, PTSD. She was dealing with too much, so I think she pushed the grandmother away, and that is why the grandmother was not in their lives. And the grandmother does blame herself for that, but I don't know, I feel like she did everything she could. Maybe she could have checked in on her granddaughter a little more. I'm glad that Kayo is finally away from her mother, living with her grandmother now. Everything's gonna be fine. And I believe that. I do believe that everything is gonna be fine with her. Now I'm more worried about the other two victims. I like that Kenya still is suspicious of Satoru, and I think Satoru is going to have to reveal that he is from the future at some point, just so they can continue to try and catch this killer. Because that's what they're doing now, right? That's why they went back to the hideout, because Satoru wants to catch who the killer is. He can't just keep protecting kids for the rest of his life. He needs to stop the killer. But it is a little difficult to convince other people when the killings and the abductions have not happened yet. I did, for a moment, kind of ship the teacher and Satoru's mother. He got a little awkward in the car, so I thought maybe he had a crush on her. They did team up to pull this all off together to get Kayo out of that house. Plus, Satoru was like looking at him as a father, relating to him in that way, asking for advice. It seemed that that was going to be the relationship they were going to have moving forward. More father-son, and maybe getting together with his mom. And maybe that was one of the things he changed. A very big change, but I don't think so anymore, because it really seems like the teacher is the killer. I wavered on that. I go back and forth on that, but I don't have any other suspects. That's what it comes down to. I don't have any other suspects, and he's being suspicious in what he says and how he acts. The candy, for sure, because he did not want Satoru to open that. It just seemed he was way too intense. If the secret really was, oh, I just suck on lollipops because I quit smoking. Like, no, you freaked out a bit more for it to be that. And then it would make sense why Satoru's mother recognized him in the present. He was her son's teacher. I love the show. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this episode. If you enjoyed my reaction, please give a like and subscribe, and check out my other reaction series here on the channel. And with that, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye!